breaking free. Yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression. It's out for liberty. Breaking free. Yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts. We're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting loud, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. They try to silence us, but we won't be tamed. Voices getting louder, can't keep us in chains. We got the power, we got the might. Together we can shine, together we can fight. Feel the rhythm in your feet, it's time to stand tall. Raise your voice and shout, we're breaking down the walls. We're breaking free, yeah, we're breaking free. No more oppression, it's out for liberty. Breaking free, yeah, we're taking a stand. Freedom's in our hearts, we're reclaiming our land. We're claiming our land, yeah.
Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Share this out. We are going to have some fun. We've got a fun night planned out for y'all. And let me just jump in here and start the introductions. Welcome to Friday night edition of Are You Smarter Than a Politician? The number one game show for people that know war is only good for the defense industry. Please share it out. We're on. I don't think it's working on. I'm having all sorts of problems today. Terry's got hail and I'm having problems, but I don't think it's working on Rumble. But we're on YouTube and X tonight. So please share it out or fax it to somebody. I don't even know how any of this works, really. There's the YouTube. Cover your eyes. The Rumble's not working. And quick little announcement, June 6th. What's that, like 4 weeks from today? We will be doing this live and in person at the Libertarian Party of Florida convention. And we are so excited. Rumor is that we will be having Spike Cohen, Stephen Nikala, the chair of the Libertarian Party, and Matt Johnson, the chair of Libertarian Party of Florida, as our three contestants. So
wait,
Casey's loading up the family and driving out, and we've got a lot going on.
We got Steven before y'all did?
What do you mean?
Michaela? For LP Alliance? LP Alliance got it before Freedom Uncut? Man.
Well, you guys are like smart people. We're just a game show. Like, so I would do the smart people one first if I were him. So
we're a bunch of idiots over at the Black Powder podcast, and we had Stephen Nikala already too.
No, all right. So
nice.
This is hey Terry, just hit the minus button a bunch on the scoreboard while they're talking, okay? Showing up the host.
Wait, we lose points because we had somebody on before you did.
It was really the talking where you lost the points. It was the facts were irregardless, you know.
You got on the call before we even started, because he wasn't talking.
Yeah. Free's already gotten mad at me for not talking enough. So.
I'm the government. My rules do not have to make any sense. So, all right. Government approved food is our sponsor, lovingly made by corporations. We will take any sketchy sponsor, no questions asked. You can exploit the poor. You can peddle pills. We don't care. You just can't tick off the social media overlords. They have a weird set of rules. So we're open to whatever. Tonight, the great Casey Rasmussen, host of They Both Suck podcast. He is American versus Gov. How are you tonight, Casey?
Doing all right, man. It's good to be here. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited, man. And then we have Tub. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, Tub.
I didn't want to tell us in the ninth grade. It's Roraba.
Roraba. Nice little like kind of Cajun sounding last name or something. So yeah. Tub is one of the hosts of the Black Powder podcast. He is a pastor, a libertarian, a former candidate. How are you tonight, Tub?
I'm doing well. And as we get ready to move forward, and let it be known, you asked me to come on. So anything that happens with me or that doesn't go well, it's not my fault.
Well, I mean, technically, anybody that watches the show knows that I don't do any of that stuff. So Terry asked you to be on. I showed up at like
Way to cop out. Well played.
Yeah, I showed up at 7:59, and I didn't even know you were going to be on. To be honest with you,
That's comforting.
Yeah. So but it was well planned out, other than the part that I was involved in. So, and then we also have Kyle Davis. Kyle is a great guy in the movement, super smart guy, involved in the LP Alliance, great organization. How are you tonight, Kyle?
I'm pretty good. It's of course you show the picture a week after I removed the other things, like I'm an aerospace engineer and all the other stuff that was cool. Now it's just like I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm a libertarian. Just nonsense. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm pretty excited about tonight. I'm excited to be on.
Yeah, we have some great conversations on Spaces, so I'm expecting a lot of cool stuff tonight. Also, you can't blame me for you changing your profile. So as long as we're playing the blame game here, Tubbs wrong and you're wrong so far.
I didn't blame anyone.
Okay. Well, you said you grabbed it the week after, and I also didn't do that. That was Terry as well. So full disclosure.
Dang it, Terry.
I really don't do a whole lot. It's mostly Terry. So
and in all fairness, if I lost points for being wrong, then listen, Kyle, I can throw you under the bus on this one, but it seems only fitting that Kyle would also lose points.
That's fair. It's I'm just saying that Terry's looking at libertarians over here and she's like, I'm not a libertarian. I'm gonna go ahead and give them the bad pictures. That's what's going on here. She's trying to tank us up front.
And speaking of the brains of the operation here, our lovely producer, Terry Batts. She is BattsT76 on Twitter. She does all the heavy lifting and smart people stuff for the show, as I just mentioned. I am free. I am at Freedom for Us for All, or the show is at Freedom Uncut, where you can expect one post quarterly. My son helps out. He's mini free for us. He does some of the tech stuff and the beautiful lighting and all the cool stuff. Wanted to take a minute to congratulate my brother, Ryan Woodcraft. We're celebrating a winner. Brought home the win in his race for the school board in El Paso. Couldn't be happier for the guy and his family. Just wonderful, wonderful people. And I don't think we've ever won before, have we, Terry? I mean, this is a new feeling for us to help somebody that actually wins. I even went out and bought non-alcoholic beer to toast him with, because we promised back when he started this that we were going to do a beer toast across the country when he won, and he came through. So happy for him, so excited for him. Just absolutely a great guy. He's going to do wonderful things for El Paso. Can't say enough about him. So congrats, Ryan. We got the fan art from Zach. Follow Zach at that address. If anyone were to win, and it's not looking good for Tubb or Kyle already, and they would get the Ron Paul holding the Ron Paul trophy, home edition of the game, the action figure of me that Paradox Prophet made, who you can follow at Faded Realities, the how to do accents like a Democrat 96 CD set. We have the Ron Paul bobblehead and the Murray Rothbard bobblehead. We've got Grand Theft America Biden Crime Family video game. We've got Mike Johnson's signature cologne Swamp Ass, and we've got the Ayn Rand Fountainhead teddy bear, as well as the Britney Spears Chia Pet. And of course, as always, the Killdozer, which Casey's actually making. So we're looking forward to updates on that. So here are the rules. Whatever I say goes. I am the government. Scoring errors count. Life ain't fair. Suck it up, Buttercup. Nobody cares. You can debate each other. You can veto an answer. You can tariff an answer. You can ask for a recount, but Terry doesn't like that. Or in the true spirit of reaching across the aisle like a Democrat. Oh, Casey's taking a picture of it like Andy. You can redistribute an answer. So if somebody worked hard and earned an answer and you want to just sit on your butt and just take their answer, you can redistribute their answer. And similar to the government, you're going to have to fill out a bunch of forms and you might get audited. So entering scores. The chat controls the score. So you can give or take up to 100 points from contestants. If you like their answer, if you don't like their answer, if you like what they're wearing, if you want to critique their decor, it all works for us. And something we added recently, former contestants can nuke the score. So any former contestant can nuke a score, taking it all the way down to 0, but they only get one chance and it drops the score all the way to 0. And we also have to find it in the chat, which has always been a lot of fun too. So sorry, Chris, we lose your chat all the time. All the contestants start off with negative 500 points. And let's go to the chat really quick and say hi to everybody. Let's see here. We got Shirley burning the midnight oil out there in the UK. Thank you, Shirley. What's up, Ocean Blue or OB? There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Ryan Woodcraft. Chris was falling asleep. Thanks for the update, Chris. Rose is here. Welcome, Rose. Joe, negative 100 for Tub for starting the stream late. 100 to Tub for not leaving yet to go get a beer. Yeah, Tub, where were you going yesterday? You left like every 5 minutes during the show.
No, all right, that's a slight exaggeration. But listen, my wife was out of town, so I had control of the dog last night, and so every now and then she started going crazy, so I had to take care of that.
Oh my God! I mean, it was like you were like pacing like it was a waiting room or something. It was hard to watch.
I had enough, to be honest with you, I just had enough of them. Like you see who's on that podcast. You should be fully understandable about why I would just leave.
That's true. I think I kicked one of them off my show, so I'm not even sure. But Ryan's got 100 to Kyle for not adding an extra E to his name. That's fair. Is this you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Kyle from 1984. That's a good look for you. When Kyle was coding war games, that was what was going on there. Minus 100 to Tub for not understanding how this works. Kilburn minus 100 to Kyle for speaking over the host. Yeah, that you don't do that. That's just not cool. Amanda says hi, Kyle. But Amanda, the rest of us are here too. Typical, the cute girl like says hi to everybody, says hi to Kyle and ignores us. Joe's got negative 100 to Tub and Kyle for booking Steven before free. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Minus 100 if your name rhymes with Chubb.
This all seems entirely too random.
Somebody's giddy from the win, and I'm in for it. So minus 100 to Casey for expecting this to be fun for him. Yeah, that's
fun every time.
Minus 100 to Casey for spelling his name wrong. Technically, his parents spelled his name wrong, so I'm going to defend Casey on that one. Minus 100 if your last name sounds like a sleepy lion cub.
What in the world?
Minus 100 for Tub for not taking responsibility for what's about to happen or for what happens on this podcast. Minus 100 Tub for comparing Free to a cop.
It's to a cop. So listen, I think it's time to knock some of those people out of the chat. They've already said entirely too much. Like there should be a way that you can limit how often they get to comment.
That's the whole show, though. You didn't see us overrun your whole chat last night. I mean, your chat was chaos last night.
No, I don't pay attention to that at all.
Oh my God, we blew up your chat. It was pandemonium. Rose says hi to Terry. Hey Dana, 500 to Pub for standing his ground. Well, we'll accept that as a spelling.
I'll take it. It's close enough. I'm taking it.
Yeah. Minus 200 to Tub for not saying goodbye last night. Yeah, you did Irish goodbye it.
Yes, you did.
You
I blame Marcus
your own
for that
podcast.
One. It was Marcus. It was Marcus's issue.
400 to Kyle for his killer background. I saw the pick free. Love it. My anti-war pick. We were talking about that last night. 100. Whoops. I'm zooming. 100 to Kyle for donating to awesome libertarian candidates. Yep. Kyle is
first time I've ever donated to someone and they won. So thanks, Ryan. You broke my streak of being a loser.
That's
right?
the same to me. I'm a White Sox fan and a libertarian. I mean, like it's just been a rough year, you know. 100 to Kyle for knowing her. That's fair. Minus 100 to Kyle for shaving the beard. You do look a little less like Wolverine. I noticed.
Yeah.
Minus 100 from Kyle and Tub for not having a beard. Yep, that's off brand. 420 to Kyle for coming on the show.
Lays it.
Minus 100 to Tub for looking like cartoon Biden.
Cartoon Biden. All right, listen. He's just saying stuff to take points away from me.
That's literally the whole show. That's literally the whole show. If you would have watched it before, you would know that's literally all we do.
It's gonna be a long. It's only 30 minutes long, though, isn't it? Like we're almost done, aren't we?
It's like 30 times 4 or something. It's close to that, yeah. Minus 100 for Mike for not being on. Yeah, Mike's a slacker. Negative 10 to Kyle for not having a real background. All right, now so Amanda's turned on you. So this is an interesting development.
That's what our friendship's based on.
Burn and T, the Rumble issue is frustrating. Yeah, is it happening for other people or? I had it last week when I tried to use the other software too. So I don't know if it's a Rumble thing. Minus 100 to Tub for sitting in his seat much longer than last night. Yeah.
Wait a minute, that should be a good thing. Wait a minute, I can't get in trouble for leaving early or not being in my seat and then get in trouble for staying in my seat.
I feel like you don't understand how the government works. You can literally get in trouble for.
I was just going to say that.
The history of today.
Yeah. 690 to Casey for pulling an Andy. Did you show your feet? What happened?
I say, what does that mean?
Yeah.
I took a picture of the rules. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And Andy took a picture of the rules because he's a senior citizen. And I know he's not in the chat, so I can say whatever I want because he won't watch the replay for sure. Minus 100 Tub for blaming his wife for splatter problems.
Oh, jeez.
There's no limit to how many times people can comment. Can you not do anything there, Miss Terry? Nothing.
I pandered well enough. Hi to the rest of us. Thank you. Minus 100 to Tub for wanting mass chat deportation.
Oh my God.
Do I get to a certain negative point and you just kick me off?
I think you kicked yourself off.
No.
We've got a lie detector. It freezes you if you lie. Minus 100 for being an authoritarian statist. That might be me or that might be Tub. I'm not sure who he's picking on right now. Minus 200 to Tub for being defensive. Minus 100 to Tub for trying to clean out the chat. Yeah, this was a bad move, Tub. You don't. We're like 10 minutes in, and you went after the chat. That was a really bad strategy.
My goal will be known on the show for how negative you can actually finish.
Well, no, you haven't seen Mike Decentralized score yet. Minus 100 to Tub because his mic is too loud. Minus 100 to Tub for whining about points. Minus 100 to Tub to defend himself.
I hate this show. Oh my goodness. I could have been doing anything else tonight.
Here's our marketing clip. I hate this show. I could have been doing anything else tonight. You are going to forever be in our promo now, Tub. I'm going to re-edit the song to put that clip in it.
I hate this show.
That should be part of the outro.
Yeah.
Every week. I hate this show.
I hate this show.
Not the first time I got yelled at by a pastor on this show. I just would like to point that out. So, Kat's here. Welcome, Kat. You're never late, Kat. We held it all up for you. Tubbs already left and gone to the bathroom a couple times, so we were off for a late start. 100 to Tub for definitely sounding like he should have a cartoon character voice. I love Amanda. Oh, is that Griffiths?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, different hair. Okay, I'm catching up.
Yeah, she was bleach blonde for a while.
I didn't know.
She bounced it the other way this time.
She went. What did they say last time that she had like 90s do or something? I don't know hair. I got like 12. I got like 12 left. That's all I know.
The joke I always go with for her is that she should, since she wears it like under the glasses, partially covering the face, is that she has got to sing a lot more often for MCR, right? She's got to be My Chemical Romance significantly more often.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Like the full emo look, but so far I haven't gotten her to.
All right, so back to it. you start off with negative 500 points, lightning round. And so here we go. Actually, I had this in a different order. So Tub, if you need to leave, now you're on the bottom and the chat will be covering you. So just I put you closer to the bathroom, Tub, so you should be good.
Actually, it's right there. So if I have to, I'm good.
Yeah. So. All right. Lightning. So 1 sentence answer, scores determined by your performance for the entire round. 5 seconds per answer. You will judge yourself. And my assistant puts in awesome little emoticons. So that's kind of what it looks like. Category is economy, Casey. Should all federal subsidies to private corporations be eliminated?
Yes. We shouldn't be doing subsidies to private corporations. That's how they buy your elected officials. So they should.
Oh, and I should have said, I hope everything's okay with Jack Danger. He was unable to make it tonight. And that was a Jack Danger question. So if you were wondering why it was easy for you, it was a Jack Danger question. So
well, that was really hard, but thank you.
Yeah. Kyle, should individuals be free to trade goods and services without a license?
Damn right they should. It's at the end of the day, no one should be able to tell you what you can do with your own shit. Your stuff should be yours to do what you want with. I don't care if it's repairing it, giving it to someone else, trading with someone else. Everything that you own is yours. No one else should have any say over what you own.
So you're a maybe on that is really what I took away from that.
Yeah, I'll waffle on a little bit here and there.
All right. Tub is back. So let's go to Tub. Should the minimum wage be set by local governments only?
No, employers should be allowed, and employees should be allowed to kind of figure it out amongst themselves and what they both agree on.
Okay. Kelsey Cleese.
Howard Dean Hands.
Should the U.S. return to a gold standard?
I would like to see us return to a gold standard, but I'm also open to other ideas other than just gold. But yes, I think we could go back to a gold standard. Absolutely.
You got negative 100 for not starting off with end the Fed.
Thanks, Kilburn. Love you too.
And all right. Kyle, should all tariffs be abolished? And just let me say, this was randomly came up, and this didn't come up because you were right and Andy was wrong when we were arguing in Spaces the other day. Randomly assigned.
Tariffs are a tax on the people, and taxes are theft. There are arguments for if that theft is necessary that I disagree with, but at the end of the day, I'm against theft, and so I'm against tariffs.
And you are right again. So negative 500 to Andy. Tub, to you. Should income tax be replaced by a consumption tax?
Pass. Because I was supposed to give quick answers here, correct?
Well, or I could just put the squirm cam on you. Either way.
Do I want to know what the squirm cam is?
No, you don't. You don't need to know what the squirm cam is.
All right. So can I see the question again?
No. All right.
No. Okay. So if I'm remembering right, there we go. Then I'll go with yes.
Okay. I'll take it. I just told them they could pass to, and then I changed my mind. So that's
Government.
on me.
Yep.
Yeah. Kelsey Cleese, foreign policy. Should the U.S. withdraw all troops from non-war zone countries?
Yes, we don't need to be sending 10,000 troops and putting U.S. military in risk in areas that we don't need to be in. So pull them all back home and allow them to be back with their families.
Again, you can tell that was a Jack Danger question. So you could just not watch a third of this probably. All right. Should foreign aid be subject to public referendum?
No, foreign aid should be a completely voluntary thing. If the government is involved in any way, if there is a government, they should be saying, here is a place to donate to so that we can send that bucket of money over. They should never be forcing that upon anybody. Everything should be voluntary. Get the government out of us.
Wouldn't public referendum, though, help solve that?
just because 51% of people want to fuck me doesn't mean that they should be allowed to fuck me.
But what I'm saying though is that then they have input in it, and then they can decide one way or the other, right?
Except again, their input is on whether or not I have to do something. That's not okay. So
we have a
referendum, yeah, I'm fine with this. So referendum is good if you accept the idea that the government is going to wreck you in the first place. If you go out of your way to assume that the government isn't necessary for these things, there's a much easier way to go about this, and the government can say, all right, we're shipping all this over so that there's only one payment for shipping and handling effectively.
But
and so they can collectivize everything.
Wouldn't this also though give us the opportunity to cut back on some of it, because now the people start coming directly saying, hey, nope, don't like it, stop it, knock it off.
That's true. It's just one of those, if we are talking about what the right thing is, I'm not going to half-ass it, right? I'm not taking it to the halfway mark. I'm going to say what my ideal is, and that's what I'm going to push for. So I agree that referendums are better than what we have, where we get no choice in it. But I think that referendums don't go far enough.
Now, I don't know if I'm allowed to just speak freely at this point right here, but I'm always the incrementalist guy. I'm always the guy. Libertarians always want to go everything right now. And I go, wait a minute, let's take these small wins and get us to where we want to be. And so I would see that one as a small win getting us to where we want to be.
I'm not saying that if they offered that to me as a step forward, that I wouldn't take it.
Right.
I'm saying that in the world where I got to just sit there and say, this is now the law, you're the dictator and you get to change one thing, I wouldn't change it to the halfway mark.
Casey, I think we can just go home. Or actually, I'm already at home. So we got 100 to Casey for no funds. Burn and T, 100 to Kelsey for marrying up. That's facts. That's a low.
Hold on, we get points for marrying up.
Yep.
Oh, then let's hit it. Let's load this thing up big. I'm about to win this show. Because you see me and you see what I'm like. I'll let you meet my wife real quick. I'm done. We shut this show down.
Your wife's in the bathroom?
No, we have other parts of our house than just the bathroom.
That was the bathroom.
It's like I have a desk and a bathroom. I'm not homeless.
What I'm getting from this is that every room is a bathroom to you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Everything behind me just means bathroom. So my yard, the river. Well, actually, the river is the kind of the bathroom. But everything behind me does not mean bathroom.
There's one door. There's literally one door.
There's a door there that you cannot see, and a door here.
Oh, okay.
Should I assume you have no doors in your house, as I don't see one behind you?
I have a pack of wolves and porcupines behind me. So.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a door.
And this is where the magic happens.
Where's the door?
You're checking out my room.
Is that your bathroom?
No,
which one's your bathroom?
I didn't say I had to go to the bathroom.
So you have other things behind you than just the bathroom.
You did the stewardess thing where you were pointing and you
this
went
way
right
to the bathroom.
If you have to pee 5 times during the show, the door is right.
I'm not that old. Let's be very clear. I'm not that old.
I'm just saying.
The only problem.
That's what it sounded like.
The only problem I have with your background, Free, is that the libertarian way is anarchy in the streets and communism in the sheets. And you've got the anarchy symbol above the bed, and that's not the way, man. You gotta help her out.
Yeah. No rules. All right. 100 to Casey for getting the government out of subsidies. 100 to Kyle for getting government out of our own shit. 500 to Kyle for independent freedom of assets. Well said. 200 to Kyle for saying shit and giving a good answer. Negative 50 to Kyle for Howard Dean hands. I think that's a first on the show, Howard Dean hands. 100 to Tub for getting government out of wages. Negative 100 to Tub for looking like he belongs on the TV show Impractical
Jokers. That would be legit. I would take that one. Oh my goodness.
I love that show. Hilarious.
And that's pre-filmed, so you could go to the bathroom as many times as you needed.
Whenever I needed to.
Yeah.
In fact, there was an episode where Joe was in the bathroom for it.
There you go. 500 to Casey for the gold standard. Minus 100 to Kyle for saying taxation is theft.
For not
100 to Kyle for taxes or theft. 500 to Kyle for being correct. I think that was when you beat Andy. Mike Decentralized is in the chat.
Man.
give or take points from Mike. He may need your help. We haven't checked the scores yet, but all tariffs everywhere should be abolished. 100% Mike. Follow Mike Decentralized. I make fun of him on this show, but he's one of my closest friends and absolutely great follow and a voice for township liberation and localism. 100 to Kyle for taxes are theft. Burning T. Follow him too. His podcast is coming back. Exorcist is here. What's up, Exorcist? Plus 100 points to Kyle for looking like he has an extra chromosome.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey,
So if you haven't met Exorcist, that might be the nicest thing he says tonight. And
Yes.
he's still dialed up for me.
Actually,
live
he's
from a
in
crack
Tubbs'
house.
bathroom. He's in Tubbs' bathroom, going to be ready for the game show.
Look, if I have to look like this to get points,
That
that's
is
fine.
the bathroom. That is the bathroom.
It's all the truth right there. I'm not going to lie to you. And he's not in there.
Minus 200 to Tubb for passing and then giving a 20-second answer for why he passed. Very libertarian. Minus 100 for Tubb for still not knowing how this works again.
Still, no idea.
1,000 to Mike for being here. I'll allow the 1,000. That's a fair one. Patty Boots. What's up, Patty? Do better than the Canadian. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a low bar. 400 to Kyle for his killer background. Minus 1,000 to Ryan Woodcraft. Oh, glad Exorcist is here. This is going to be absolute pandemonium. Hey, Beth, welcome. 100 to Kelly if he answers to Kelly.
Oh, geez.
Oh, if we didn't like you, Tubb, we wouldn't roast you so nicely. That verdict's still out for me. I'm not going to lie. 100 to Kyle for looking like Dan Aykroyd with cancer. What is going on?
What
In the last
world?
month, I have also gotten Meatloaf,
Oh,
and I have gotten
yeah.
Chris Farley. So, I'll take it. I'd rather look like Dan Aykroyd.
There you go. Minus 200 Tubb for being too scared to answer. 1,000 to Kyle for crazy ass. Did you get into a fight with Exorcist? He's going after you kind of hard. Minus 100 to Tubb for passing without puffing. That was good. Foreign is taking money from poor people in rich countries and giving it to rich people in poor countries. The great Ron Paul. Minus 100 to Tubb for looking like he mows his lawn while wearing white New Balance sneakers.
Hold on. Does Ryan know other people are on this episode?
It doesn't really matter. He could go after whoever he wants. So he was fortunate that he
Clearly.
did it the day after your show instead of the day before your show. That was politician timing right
That
there.
was well played. Yeah.
35,000 to Mike for helping him out of the hole. I don't think I'm going to allow that.
No. Denied.
Yeah. So if you don't know the story, Mike Decentralized was supposed to be on the first episode of the game show and couldn't make it. So I've been penalizing him points ever since. So he's in kind of a hole right now. So 200 to Kyle for dropping the F-bomb and being right. 100 to Kyle for prefacing an answer. If there is a government, 100%. I'm telling you right now, the 1 sentence, 5-second answers are going to be tough for Kyle. Minus 100 to Tubb for incrementalism. 100 to Mike for quoting Ron Paul. 200 to Tubb for getting in his groove. 100 to Mike for doing better in the chat than Tubb is on the show. Minus 100 for Tubb for expecting consistency on point determinations. Yeah. This is not something that you don't want to know about before you get on because, 100 to Tubb for marrying up. Minus 100 to Tubb for getting the government involved in his relationship. Minus 100 to Tubb for thinking his bathroom is 3 doors down. Mikey D is here. Minus 500 for being 6 months late. Kyle, don't tell him about the communism in the sheets. 350 to the Tubb for bathroom hand movements. Minus 100 to Tubb for wearing bifocals and still not being able to see. 100 to Kyle for the Goonies reference. The chat's on fire tonight. Oh my God, I'm dying. I got like a vein popping out in my head. I'm laughing so hard. 500 to Tub for marrying up, supposedly.
No,
Well,
it's
I
not
mean,
supposedly. It's real life. I really did.
have you met Tub? I mean, what are the
Everything's made.
odds?
Listen, in all reality, it's me. Everything is almost marrying up. Anybody who's willing to come in, I'm doing well.
We're libertarians.
Big
Everything is
facts.
up.
Big facts.
200 to Tub for the house tour. What's up? Drain the swamp now. I said it right this time. 100 to Kelsey for staying above the fray and laughing at this roast. Oh, that was beautiful. And great job by Terry managing all that chaos in the background. I have no idea how she handled that. All right. I don't even know whose turn it is.
It's supposed to be mine, but we already did that we already did that one, right? No?
All right. So Tub, should military alliances like NATO require approval from citizens every 4 years?
Yes.
I'll take it. Cub, should the U.S. publicly reject regime change policies?
The U.S.
Did you see
publicly-
Tub?
Just to me?
No, Tub, he changed his name to Cub. So we have Tub and Cub now.
So does that mean I can start my points over then too? Because I'm not doing well as Tub. and yes.
No, this is for Kelsicles. He's just changing his name like he likes to do.
Yeah, I changed my name in the bottom just to mess with Free because it bothers him when he sees a name shortened.
I don't like any change.
No, he does not. Should the U.S. publicly reject regime change policies? I think so. I would go with yes on this one. I can't really make an argument for not doing that.
Kyle, should the military budget be reduced by at least 50%?
I'm going to take too long on this one. I worked for the military. 50% is like an order of magnitude off. The military budget should be gone ahead and drop down to like 5% of what it is. They waste so much money. It's absolutely absurd. And I was on like the research side with the Army. So I have seen how horrific it is. I've seen things for the Navy where they've got to meet inspection on ships, and they'll literally just take like $500,000 hard drives and just frisbee them out in the ocean. The amount of waste that goes into the military and into the research therein, it's absurd. So at least 50%.
I'm going to be honest. I stopped listening when you said this is going to take a while. So I'll let the
That's
chat handle
that's the
point
correct
on it.
answer. Chat's mad at me too. So like I agree.
Okay.
But then again, Kat is a Knowles fan and fuck Florida State.
I'm down with that. Chomp chomp. All right. Tub to you. Should all foreign policy decisions require congressional approval?
Yes.
All right. You can give a sentence after if you want, but
No, I'm good. Yes
this
answered
point,
it.
Less is more.
Let's see.
Do you not see the more I talk, the worse my points get? I better just stick with one word answers.
That's a good strategy right there.
You're learning.
And Tub, you get 100 points for whoever you change your name to start up. Matthew's here. What's up, Matthew? 500 to Tub for trying to cheat. That we reward that. Yeah, that's good. 200 Tub for NATO requirements. 200 to Kelsicles for playing the wallflower strategy. I think Kilburn doesn't know we're supposed to spell your name wrong every time in the chat. So a little heads up on that. 100 to Kelsicles. I like Kelsicles. That's like sporty. And 100 to Tub for having real backgrounds. And I don't even know what this one means. 100 to Tub for being Ron Paul's neighbor. Way to share your wife. I don't
What?
get that one at all. That one.
Whoa!
That one confused.
Tub earlier said that we could get his
I don't
wife.
want those points. I don't want those ones. They can keep those ones.
Points denied. Points denied.
I'm taking 100 points away from Tub because he's not sharing his wife.
Also a show first. Sorry I'm late. I don't use your Ooga Booga Florida time.
Oh,
Ooga
scientific.
Booga. Minus 500 to Kyle for defunding the military. 100 to Kyle for understanding how much the DOD wastes. Minus 250 to Kyle for taking too long to answer. That's fair. 100 to Kyle for calling out government waste. Minus 100 to Tub for thinking he's good. Minus 200 for Tub's one-word answer. Tub, I think the one-word answer is backfiring on you at this point.
I'm sticking with the kid. It's not going to make it any worse.
Minus 100 to Tub for answers that are too short. Yep. 100 to Kelsicles for wearing a hat freaking read. Yep. That was nice of you. My bad. I meant Rand Paul. All right. Now that we straightened all that out, if we straightened anything out. Kelsicles, foreign intervention. Should the CIA be banned from engaging in covert foreign regime operations?
Yes. The CIA should just be abolished entirely. I don't think it should really exist. And so I think it should just be banned from everything. Let's just get rid of the CIA.
That is the correct answer. Kyle, should drone strikes be halted entirely without a declaration of war?
Yeah. Without the declaration of war, we have no business having military anywhere. That's the end of it.
What if we wanted to send porcupines like in your background?
I mean, as long as they are still fully armored to protect the porcupines, I'll allow it.
That's pretty cool. I like that. All right. Artist formerly known as Tub. Should America stop selling weapons to countries with poor human rights records?
Yes. Why should we be arming anybody else?
I like it. Kelsicles, should Congress vote before any new foreign military deployment?
Yes. Yeah, it's just like declaration of war. Congress should be deciding that, not anybody that's in the administration, because that's generally what it is right now.
Kyle, should the military be used solely for defensive purposes?
Absolutely. As a strong libertarian, the NAP is clear on this one. Defense is the only violence allowed. Now, you can argue what the defense means, and if you have to preemptively do things sometimes, but it's defense only.
Leslie's here. Welcome, Leslie. How many shots do I need to catch up? All
At
of
least
the
5.
shots. All of the shots. Tub to you. Should the U.S. end all military occupations worldwide?
Yes, because anytime you put somebody there, it comes across as a threat. So we can understand why countries around the world are bothered by us because we're so present, which makes us feel like we're always there ready to do something. So yes.
I like it. Enter scores. So I get bored sometimes, and I like to change things up. And I think people are being too nice to each other, which I'm genuinely against. And
Hold on. When you say people are being too nice to each other, you mean us four? Because that's still not true. But it's definitely not inside the comments. Let's be very clear. They're not being too friendly inside the comments.
I think they're going easy on you, but that's, I think they're wimping out a little bit. And, I'd like to see them have a backbone. We're fighting for our country and our livelihood and future generations, and they're going easy on you guys. So I think they're slacking off a little bit. But so anyways, we used to do it where you could give somebody points, but I'm not down with that anymore. So now it is, you can take 1,000 points from one of your competitors. So Tub Squared, we'll start with you, Kelsicles.
I think I will take 1,000 points from Kyle because Tub's already way down there. So
I'm done. Yeah.
All right. So Kyle, to you, take 1,000 points from one of your competitors.
I'm just vindictive, so I'm taking them back.
So you're taking 1,000 from him?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Tub, you got a chance to make a move here. They zeroed each other out there. Who would you like to take points from? And it can't be Ryan Woodcraft.
Oh, then I got nothing then because I'm about to take Ryan Woodcraft. Just to pretend like there's anything going on, I'll take him from Kyle.
Okay, fair. Hey, Casey, can you share the scores?
Yep.
I didn't do that.
I was just waiting, so you're good.
Leslie said, "Drop fire ants from the drones." That seems mean. I don't know how I feel about that one. My 500 to Tub for not arming anybody else. I love it. 1,000 to Kelsey Cat for abolishing the CIA. I like that name. Drain the Swamp Now says 500 to Kel C for abolishing the CIA. See, it's not that hard to misspell his name because it was already misspelled to start out with. Love it. Burn T, 100 from KC for the Broncos background. Yeah, I mean, we don't pick on that enough. 100 to Casey for stroking his beard as a sign of being more libertarian than everybody else.
Facts.
Well, at least he's more libertarian than Marcus. Let's just throw that out there.
Facts.
200 to Calcules for getting rid of the CIA. There we go, Kilburn. Now you're playing. Minus 100 to Celtic for wearing David's shirt.
No, I'm not. This is a little too big for David.
Yeah, it's about 5 sizes bigger than what David would wear. 500 to Casey for abolishing the CIA. 100 to Tubb for questioning why government should be arming any foreign government.
Yeah.
1,000 to Tubb for increased words in his answers.
Oh.
We're running an app to see how many words you're using now. Amanda says minus 100 to Kyle because she said so. Amanda's got carte blanche. I think Amanda's the greatest. So check out her feed and check out her music. I love her music. Her rock opera that I'm going to be Hunchback #1 in is going to be off the charts. I mean, it's just going to be so good. 100 to Tubb for having the same shirt as my dad.
I'll take that one. I'll take it.
Oh my god. 100 to Leslie for asking the best question of the show so far. Yeah. Minus 100 to Tubb for having a nightlight by his bathroom.
I do. It's right there. Sure enough.
Well, when you're peeing every 30 minutes, you want to be able to find it. 500 to Tubb for ingesting helium before the game. Minus 451 to Tubb for trying to burn the chat room again.
I didn't do it again.
Minus 100 to Tubb for being sensitive.
Oh my.
Oh my god. All right. Let's check out the scores here. Yeah, it's all negative. It's bad already. Somehow, there we go. So negative 250 for Casey, who's actually in the lead with negative 250. And then we've got Tubb and Kyle tied at negative 2,300, which is kind of amazing because somehow Tubb has managed to lose 4,300 points so far, which, I mean, it's got to be a record of some sort. So, and then the great Mike Decentralized, negative 271. And I think that's up from where he was at before. So thanks for helping Mike out, but he's still down 33K. So how you guys think it's going so far? You having fun?
Yeah, there's clearly too many status in the chat. Too many status in the chat.
There's too many status everywhere. Welcome to my world. All right, back to it. Yeah, skip that. Crypto.
Since someone doesn't like my part, though, I'll fix that for them. They can just have it be all one piece. Since some man is looking at my hair and judging my hair.
Let's go to a one shot for you doing your Fabio routine here.
Yeah, or I guess I can go Amanda. Just pull everything over and then put my headphones back over my hair. There you go.
We have
the
options.
rest of the show.
All right. Kelsicles, crypto. Should the government be banned from creating a central bank digital currency?
100%. 100%. The government shouldn't be able to insert itself and to be able to create a currency to try to regulate the market that is free and open to the citizens.
Okay. Kyle Amanda. Should crypto transactions remain anonymous and untaxed?
Everything should remain anonymous and untaxed.
All right, I think you got to switch the hair back. I don't think I can handle this.
I mean, look, Matt McDaniel asked me to do this. So any points that are bad on the hair, go straight to Matt McDaniel.
Right. That's fair. Kyle has a stylist in the chat, which is a new thing for the show.
We can automatically shift negative points to other people. We can just do that.
I don't think that's a thing. No.
Oh, because I thought that's what he was just saying he was doing. So if so, I'm down for that.
Well, I like to pretend that people have input because I'm the government, but they really have zero input and they get penalized for pretty much everything they say, which is the way it should work. Tubb, should citizens be allowed to create their own currencies?
I'm going to say yes, but kind of change it a little bit or amend it a little bit. I like the idea of the barter system. And so I think anything that we can do inside the barter system will work
Are you an agorist?
somewhat.
I used to have agorism phobia, but I've gotten over it. So I like agorist now. All right. Kelsicles, should the IRS be prohibited from tracking private crypto wallets?
Yes, we should be abolishing the IRS. But yes, they should not be able to track any of our currency and what we actually use it for.
That's fair. Kyle, to you, should the SEC lose all authority over decentralized finance?
DeFi is great, and the SEC should be abolished. So yeah,
Tub, to you, should blockchain voting replace machine voting?
Yes.
All right. Kelsicles, localism. Should cities be able to nullify federal mandates?
Yes. And actually, cities do have some capability and ability to do that. American citizens just are uneducated on how to use it.
That's what Mike Decentralized is working on. Kyle, to you. Should local governments control education without federal interference?
no government should control education, and there should be no federal interference either.
Didn't fall for my little trick there. I like it. Tub, to you. Should local communities have their own currencies?
Yeah, goes along with the barter system still.
Okay. Kelsicles, should local police not enforce federal gun laws?
Yes. Local police should back their communities and the Second Amendment and not enforce any overreaching of government power.
Kyle, should food regulations be set at the township level?
Food regulations should be set by the people in their communities for what matters to them. So if that township is the agreement by the people, that's fine. If it's a government, no.
Okay. Tub, should counties control their own infrastructure projects?
Yes.
I'm not fast enough to get your yes. I just keep going back and forth like this. So I'm working on it. Got to get my finger going faster. All right. Kelsicles, government nullification. Should nullification of federal laws be automatic when ruled unconstitutional?
Should nullification of federal laws be automatic one? Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it should be. Nullification is one thing. Like jury nullification, all nullification. Everybody needs to be educated, get educated on, and utilize it as much as you can. It's a secret power in our country.
Agreed. I like how I read it perfectly and you had to reread it to yourself. So I think the reading errors might be on your side tonight.
Oh, is it? Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Kyle, to you. Should juries be informed of their right to nullify laws?
Absolutely. It's an important part of the jury's power, and the fact that the government hides it from us is a violation of our rights by neglect, in my opinion.
Okay. Tub, should local governments nullify IRS actions?
I'll give you time to go big screen.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, back to small screen. Back to small screen. Thank you, Tub. I wasn't even going to try that time. I pretty much had given up. Kelsicles, should executive orders be nullifiable by state legislatures?
Yes, I want to say that they currently are able to be, but they should be able to. Correct.
I can't hear you through the finger.
Whatever. You can hear me.
You were being mysterious. Okay. Kyle, to you. Should state constitutions supersede federal laws?
Again, this is an if there is a government, then the only way the government laws, the federal government laws should supersede the states is if they are in the Constitution that the states have signed into. Otherwise, states have absolute power.
Okay. Tub, to you. Should state militias be revived to resist federal overreach?
Yes.
I'm not getting this down. I'm not very good.
I'm trying to wait.
I don't know. I'm like I've got trigger finger worry or something. I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Says the Mac user.
all right, back to it. Let's make fun of some people real quick. So Exorcist says 200 to Kyle for the bacon neck shirt. Hey Jim Bob, what's up, man? Minus 1,000 to Tub for bad mouthing the comment section. Yeah, that's still paying
That was
dividends.
so
there,
long
Tub.
ago. I was at the very beginning before I knew better.
Did you miss the part where I'm not very good at this? We're still doing comments from like last week, probably. Who knows? Yeah, another minus 1,000 to Tub for being critical of the chat. 100 to Tub if that shirt came back with an 8-track. Yeah. 200 to Tub for stroking his imaginary beard. Well, it's not popular in the chat. 500 Chubb if he proves somebody would marry him by bringing his wife on. No, let's not. Let's.
I saw
100 to Travis
there.
Kelce. 100 to Travis Kelce for making it impossible to tell where his chair ends and his body begins. I like that. I like the Travis Kelce too. 100 to Tub for getting Kyle back for his anti-Florida comment. Minus 100 to Tub for saying my name without referencing my historic victory. That should be in the rules. I'm putting that in the rules next week. 100 to Kyle for having the last name Davis. Minus 100 for Kyle for calling Joe a statist. Yeah, that's not cool. Taxation is theft. Thanks, Jim Bob. Leslie says 100 to Kyle for bold fashion choices. Minus 100 to whoever called Chris a statist.
That was me.
300 to Kyle for tossing his hair back. No, that was popular apparently. Kyle looks just like me. It's creepy.
That's honestly the best compliment I've ever gotten.
That might be for sure. From the chat was the best we got for sure. Minus 100 to Kyle for fixing the hair part we have in common. 500 to Casey for for no government money markets. 100 to KC for deregulation of currency. 200 to Kyle for no taxes. 100 to Kyle for untaxing everything. Kessa Sarah, 200 for proving that wallflower is the best strategy. I probably mispronounced that one, Casey. You can ding me for that one. 500 Tub for Amish barter system government. 100 to KC for abolishing the IRS. 100 to Kyle for FEC should be abolished. 100 to Tubbs for making up his own rules. 500 to Tub for bartering. 100 to Kyle for looking like Louis Anderson. We had not heard Louis Anderson so far.
I'll take that one.
500
I'll gladly
KC
host
for
Family
QA
Feud and
support.
disappear.
500 to Kyle for saying SEC should be abolished. 500 to Kyle for being the first to say abolish. Did Tub get his wife through the barter system? Minus 10p just because.
I wouldn't have enough to pull that off.
That's a lot of pew pews to trade. 100 to Kyle for no government interference in education. 350 to Tub 3.0. Wait, who's Tub 3.0?
It goes to either one of this. Either one of us get that one.
Americans don't understand it. Appreciate freeze agoraphobia joke. I would give you points if I could. There we go. The one
Government deserves no
joke.
point.
Yeah. I've been trying to land that one for a couple of years and no one thinks it's funny. So 100 to Tub for finally figuring out how the game works. Yeah, good job, Tub.
But he just gave me 500. He's taxed me with like 4,000 since we've been going.
Yeah, that's
going to be another 100 for Tub.
But did he really figure out how the game works with that late?
Clearly not.
Right?
No.
I'd like your input on this after your historic victory. 500 for zero government overreach. 100 to Kyle for supporting. Minus 100 to Kyle for supporting food regulations.
I was
I don't
against
know.
the food
Yeah,
regulations.
I don't know if I heard that. Minus 1,000 to Kyle for giving an answer he didn't understand. I don't know because I wasn't listening. Minus 100 to Case E because the Second Amendment is a federal gun law shall not be infringed. 100 to K-UB for nullification. I think that's when you had your name changed earlier. We're still doing comments from earlier, I guess. 2,500 to Kyle for getting all the hard questions. 100 to Kyle for nullification awareness. 200 to Kyle for backing jury rights. 100 to Casey because he can't read this anyways. 100 to Tub. I'm in favor of anybody else getting made fun of for reading. I'm like that. All the hooked on phonics jokes have really given me a complex. 100 to Tub for waiting on slow government to catch up based on a libertarian answer. Minus 100 to Tub for having a 3-letter name. Abolish all 3-letter
Here it goes again.
agencies. The subplot is just amazing. I'm loving all of it. Oh my God. 200 to Kyle for backing the states. 500 to Kyle for saying states should have more power than government. Agreed. Minus 100 for Me Too. Scientific starting the Me Too movement in the chat. That minus 100 to Scientific
Fitting.
for that.
Fitting.
What?
I said it's fitting. He can join the Me Too
fitting.
movement.
Yeah. Kat thinks she's a libertarian. I
There you
always
go,
say
Kat.
it's the best day and the worst day of your life when you realize you're a libertarian.
Facts.
Gross. We should make greeting cards. So you found out you're a libertarian. Gross.
Yep.
500 to Free for Trigger Warriors.
Oh, geez.
Minus 500 to Tub for complaining about getting points. Oh, Tub, you bring an element to the show. I gotta say, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
but it's
God.
not a good one.
Well, we take any elements. It's live streaming. Concurrent additional negative 500 for me. He weighed in. I did ask him to weigh in, so I take partial credit for you losing points there. All right. Where are we at here? Kelsicles, healthcare. Should the FDA be abolished?
Absolutely. It doesn't need to exist. Get rid of it. Abolish it.
I disagree.
Oh, you disagree.
I
You want to
do.
debate them?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So you got Kyle's got 15 seconds to start the debate, and then Kelsicles has 15 seconds to rebut. When I come back on the screen, shut the hell up is really the rules here. I will remove me and Tub. Hey, Tub, just real quick, man. If you need to go to the bathroom,
Now's my
would
time.
be the time. This
I
would be
got
the
30
time.
seconds to make it happen.
This
All
would be the
right.
time. If you've got a cup under your desk or whatever you're doing there, this would be the time. So, all right. Go ahead, Kyle.
So the FDA, as it stands, is a government authority that sucks because it's a government authority. The FDA, in and of itself, is a great idea. So the FDA should be privatized, and the companies should be working together to set their own standards and making sure that those standards are followed by each other, and they should be policing themselves.
How would they get funded?
Are you telling me that the big pharma companies aren't going to fund an organization to prove that their stuff is safe? And
Well,
have the
but how does a private company, how would that private company get funded?
by private money?
So how would that solve an issue with what we're dealing with at the FDA right now?
The FDA currently is a government entity. It being government is bad. The concept of an oversight is not bad on its own.
It is bad on its own. If you go and look at a lot of the stuff that goes through the trials, for example, the COVID vaccine didn't go through properly. The government just overrode it so they can be able to release it. And
That's why it
we're now
shouldn't be
seeing the
government.
adverse effects of it. But the bigger problem that I see with the FDA is right now, the FDA is bought and paid for by big pharma and our tax dollars. You want to privatize it when that doesn't change anything. It will just be more bought by big pharma. And then you have the same situation we're in today. The FDA needs to go away, and we need to be able to come back to a free market, and you just take your money to the companies that you trust, and then you can do things properly. We don't need more regulation. We need less regulation.
A privatized FDA is no different than Consumer Reports at the end of the day.
And who pays attention to Consumer Reports?
It is by far in the world the largest group of its type.
I don't. Do you use it every day?
I do.
I don't. right? Because the reason why I don't use it is because you would either go use your money transactions and then find out your experience, take your money somewhere else, or you work off of word of mouth of your peers and your community that you're working in. And so all of these things that you're talking about will always have outward influence and to be able to manipulate and change markets to favor big corporations. We need to shut that down, don't we?
I mean, the corporations are already protected by the government. The idea of a larger business is not a problem if you don't have a government that makes it a corporation that controls everything. So at the
No.
end of the day, like, I'm not going to go test 700 lawnmowers before buying one. Having everyone who has bought that lawnmower post their reviews of it so that I can go choose which one's best is a good thing.
So
That
do you go to
independent review system is good. When you go look up the reviews on Amazon, that's no different than the FDA in this case, as long as it's privatized.
but the reviews on Amazon are not consumer reports, correct?
I mean, they're used for consumer reports. That's one of the sources.
Yeah, but you can have that on every market website, correct? So you don't need
Sure.
to have a regulated or a private entity that can be influenced and manipulated to favor certain markets or certain products. We need
What's
to
the difference in the free-
decentralize all
sorry.
of those things.
What's the difference in a free market solution of an organization that does this? If the free market decides that this is a good thing for the free market and they build it, then it's something of the free market inherently. These sorts of things exist. Look at Angie's List. Look at all the other things that take the time to review products, etc. The free market provides this system because consumers find it useful.
Yeah. Well, I don't disagree that consumers find it useful, but there doesn't need to be a single entity to review these. So let's bring it back to the FDA where this started. And so the FDA is an entity that is regulating supposedly the big pharma. And if we want to bring up another pharmaceutical which was heavily manipulated, which would have it in private industry, look at the Sackler family with Purdue Pharma, with OxyContin.
Sure. Yep.
You have a regulatory body like that, FDA, that is either private or influenced with the government as a government entity. They will be bought and paid for by pharma because that is what those big companies do.
And that's why it's got to be privatized so that there is no government influence over it.
So if it's privatized, that will solve it. But if you go and look at the big market shares on who owns most of these companies and you go look at it, majority of the companies own each other. So like you have big corporations, Bank of America owns like big portions of big Fortune 500 organizations, along with BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. You have all of them. So when you are saying just privatize it, that's going to solve it. No, it won't, because they all own each other and they are all benefiting each other. You are not going to help anything by just creating another entity and say privatizing it. You have to decentralize it and leave it up to the market to decide.
Are you going to? I mean, I'm suggesting to leave it up to the market. You're saying to get rid of the FDA, and I'm saying that that entity needs to be created and built by the market and maintained by the market.
But
I am the one arguing for a market solution here.
But you do agree that if there is one body making decisions, that
why
they
is there
will
only
be,
one body? That's not part of the argument.
Well, the FDA has to be privatized, right?
Sure.
Okay, so
That doesn't mean it has to stay as one thing.
Is that one
entity? It doesn't
entity?
have to be. It can be one network. It could be 10 networks.
Okay, it could be a network like an insurance organization that's crossing multiple regions, I assume.
It doesn't have to. It can be
Because it
something
still
that's
has
completely
one
localized.
board and one bank account that they are funding
Why?
most of their stuff from.
When you
Because that's how
privatize
most
something, that's
companies
not
are
how
set
it
up.
works.
This
Well, that's
is
only
where,
because that's how most are set up. Doesn't mean it has to be done that way.
correct, which I agree with you. But we have the corruption in our country today that if you have a single entity or even a few entities, they will become corrupt and money will always influence decisions. That is where we cannot trust that. You have to allow the people to make the decision.
All right. Let's see what the chat has to say about this. Well, we got negative 1,500 subs for
That has
space.
absolutely nothing to do with what's at hand. The best thing to do, and listen, I will lose the chat if I have to. Get Marcus out of there. All right. Listen, I'll take the hit from everybody, but get rid of Marcus.
It seemed on topic to me, and I'm running things, so I will allow it.
Government sucks no matter where it's coming from.
200 to Casey and Siley for an actual strong debate. Negative 200 to Free for losing count at 14 seconds and letting this drag on. Yeah.
Little do you know, he went pee. I saw him leave, and he went down the hallway. So
Yeah, I did not. Yet I stayed in my seat.
Well, we had a comment
1,000
about
points
that.
to Tub for staying in his seat.
We had 400 to Tub for ninja bathroom using skills.
is that
Probably
400 or 40?
whatever it was.
Dude, for what? Why did you even have to? 400 was fine.
Yeah.
It was not hurting you to have me get those points.
I
All right, now,
struggle
hey,
with any
am I
number
allowed
over
to-
0.
Am I allowed to mention about their debate there?
Absolutely.
Okay, so here's what happened. I think it got lost in itself because Kyle was saying that he was against the FDA, or I'm sorry, that he was for the FDA, but then he kind of made the argument about making it not the FDA and private groups. So it almost seems like they lost the point of the argument inside of there. Now, if I may add something to this. So the lady who cuts my hair, I've had this conversation with her. And they talk about how they come in and they get inspections by different agencies in the government. And I've asked her, I said, listen, I said, do they know what they're looking for? And she often says, no, they have no idea. We have to basically show them what they're looking for. They have no idea. So I said, shouldn't it be better off that they got rid of that entity altogether? And then what would happen then is you would have in this case, hairdressers, they would start making the standard. And they could get a group of them together, a group of 10, 12, whatever number they want to come up with, and they kind of say, hey, this is the standard we're going to keep. And then what can happen is that group would become known as the ones who are holding a standard. And then as people want to come get their haircut or whatever, they can say, hey, I've heard of that group. Do you get an approval from that type of group? So it would kind of be the argument, I think, from what Kyle was saying, that except for I don't want it to be a government entity. I want it to be privatized by the people who actually know what it's about.
We've got 300 to Kelsey for using the Konami code on nullification of government. We've got 500 to Tis the Law for leaving the dark side. We've got 500 to MK, aka Kelsey, for abolishing everything. We've got negative 100 to KC for the Arcade Junior answer. 500 to Casey for free market. Minus 100 to Cassie for making sense about the FDA. Dang it. Minus 100 to Tub because I agree with OKZ instead of Kyle. A true first for me.
I had nothing to do with that.
Oh my God! Who gave control
may I
to
say
the
once
chat?
again,
This was
I
really
hate this show.
Yeah, but that's going in the promo. We're gonna loop enough together to get a whole chorus out of that for the song. 100 to Ace Key for having the better argument about privatizing the FDA. Ooh, Kyle, she went against you. My DA lady, welcome. Dang, I'm late. How did Pastor Tub do tonight on the game show? Not good.
Not well at all.
Not really good at all. Agreed. Minus 100 to Tubbs for sitting this one out. I don't think anybody's ever lost points for not being
involved.
Oh my God. 500 for mentioning reviews before buying. 500 to Kyle for not resorting to facts he read on Craigslist during the debate. 200 to both Casey and Kyle for the debate. Trying to mirror the U.S. debt and game show points. Yes, you're doing an excellent job, Mike.
Yep.
200 to Andy for showing up late. 200 to Casey. I think we already did that. We did that. And minus 200 to Tub for doing what he does best, letting everyone else on the show have an intelligent conversation while he tickles and blankly stares at the screen. Oh my God. Oh. Minus 500 to both Casey and Kylie for boring me. Minus 200 to Tub for checking his notes and thinking we didn't see that.
Oh no, I always write stuff down. I'm not hiding that at all.
Well, people don't like informed answers on this show. Try to keep up with us.
I was keeping notes with what they were saying, so I'd be like, okay, I got to remember to bring that up.
All right, that was good. Brandon, welcome, buddy. 500 to KCE for destroying the FDA. 1,000 to Tubbs for his ninja skills. You'll take it, right, Tubbs?
Oh, anyway, yes.
Tubb missed too much of the argument while he's in the bathroom. That's from Kyle.
Wait, that's not how this game works.
He didn't.
I didn't try to take or give points.
Yeah,
It
there
could've
was
been
no
worse.
points. This is allowed. This is allowed. Minus 200 for Tubb for using more than 8 words and still not knowing what he's saying. Minus 1,000 to Tubb for lying about getting his hair cut.
Every 2 weeks. That was actually real life. Every 2 weeks.
Minus 200 to Tubb for having a 72-year-old Johnny Bravo haircut and blaming government inspectors.
You made some friends with Ryan last night.
I would like to have Ryan come back on the Black Powder podcast.
Oh my God. 1,000 to Tubb for using sign language in his reply to the debate. That was very inclusive. Minus 30 for Tubb for paying someone to cut his hair like that. Yeah, you don't want to reference personal grooming in one of your answers on the show. Oh my God.
Are we against personal hygiene on here? Is that what we're saying?
Did you forget we're libertarians?
Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah. 100 to Tubb for tricking me into a solo debate. 500 to Tubb for waiting until no one else is debating to join the debate. minus 100 to Tubb for lying about going to a hairdresser. I knew that was coming up. I knew you walked into that. Minus 500 to Tubb for using hand gestures like gruesome Newsome. Minus 2,000 to Tubb for always being a hater. 5,000 free. I love this show. Minus 300 to Tubb for being old.
That's 3,000.
Whatever. Minus 5,000 to everyone but Tubb for picking on a pastor. That's fair. Minus 200 to Tubb for once again saying my name without acknowledging my historic victories. The gift that keeps on giving. Oh my God. Oh, I need to lay down after that. I'm taxed. All right. So back to it. Fill in the meme. This is a little easier, Tubb. Try not to bring up your hair.
No, it's really not for me. It's horrible.
Okay.
This is horrible.
Okay. So the instructions are contestants must, and understood. Fortunately, I don't care. So I let the VA just write whatever instructions he wants. And so that's what it is. Yeah. Get a picture of that. More points than Tubb. All right. Kelsicles, fill in the blank here.
How you fight back against the government.
Excellent. Kyle, to you.
My killdozer's out of gas. Luckily, I got my AK.
I like it. Tubb, to you.
When I get the addresses of all the people in the chat.
Perfect. The real answer was, I won't tell anyone I won the lottery, but there will be signs. So, yep. Oh, good one, Tubb.
Was that a threat, Tubb?
Not at all. No. Now listen, I'm guessing threats don't go well on the show either. So I'm going with no.
At just over the 1 hour mark, Tubb realized he shouldn't mess with the chat.
After I just threatened them with the meme. So really, I did not learn.
Yeah, no, it was temporary. Like a government program, it was temporary, but it lasted. All right. Kelsicles, if you trust the government, what?
Pass.
Kyle, to you.
I feel sorry for you, son. You've got 99 problems, and all of them are the government.
Oh, I like it. Dropped a little Jay-Z. Tubb, to you.
You get what you deserve.
Ooh, I like that too.
There you go.
Real answer is if you trust the government, you obviously had a bad history teacher.
Big facts.
Good answer so far. I like this. Kelsicles, Whenever my wife asks how much I spent on guns and ammo.
What guns and ammo?
Good answer, Kyle.
Oh, I plead the fifth. There we go.
Okay. Tub to you.
You're right, dear, because I realized I married up.
Ooh, that's good. I like you tied that back into earlier. That was good. Real answer is me whenever my wife asks how much I spent on guns and ammo. That's a great question. We can circle back to that. That's the Jen Pataki or whatever her name is. Let's circle back. Kelsicles, I just saved a bunch of money on national defense. How did he do that?
Voted libertarian in 2028.
Excellent. Kyle, to you.
By switching to being a Russian plant.
Good. Tub to you.
I got nothing for this one.
All right. I just saved a bunch of money on national defense by not getting involved in every war on the planet. Be a good strategy. We should try that sometime. Kelsicles, I don't know if the phrase "end the Fed" is referring to the Federal Reserve or the federal government.
Why does it matter? Get rid of both.
Yeah, that's actually the right answer. And I'm okay with both at this point. So, Kyle, to you. They kept saying, think of the children.
So I made it children-sized.
That is correct. So I made the children a gun too. Yep. Excellent. Tub to you. Heaviest objects in the universe, Tub, are sun, neutron stars, black holes, and what?
My points on this show.
That is true. That is true. You and Mike decentralized. Kelsicles, to you.
I don't have anything on this one.
Kyle, to you.
The proposed national debt.
Fed's balance sheet. Yep. Tub, to you. What government promises?
I have to refrain from this one. I must keep my Christian nature.
Oh, best answer without answering. That was a good play right there. Kelsicles, to you.
I don't know if I have one for this. No, we'll pass.
2 passes. I've outdone myself. Kyle, to you.
I was going to go with what government delivers, but Kilburn has not put the same thing in the chat. So I'm going to instead change mine to what I look like after they've delivered.
Oh my god. The correct answer was what it delivers. Oh my god. Talk to you.
Nope, same as last time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of saw that one coming. Kelsicles.
MAGA won't start any wars.
Okay. Kyle, to you.
I literally sent this meme to Amanda this week. It's this one is most definitely the why would statism turn me on effectively is the answer that's there. Yeah.
State sanctioned violence does not turn me on, actually. Yep. So yeah. All right, Tub, let's see if I can make you pass 3 times in a row here. Republicans, when it comes time to
seek the black vote.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Kelsicles.
Vote in midterms.
Ooh, that's pretty good too. Kyle, to you.
Earn the black vote.
All great answers. The actual meme was Republicans when it comes time to actually cut government spending like they promised to get elected. Yep. Tub, to you. What is this?
Nothing. I got nothing.
No. Kelsicles.
I'm really confused. I got nothing.
Kyle, to you.
This is the symbol of Canada's new socialized healthcare.
That is correct. Canadian hospitals aren't even hiding it anymore. Yep. Tub, you look confused.
I'm still, yeah. Listen, I'm looking at that. I'm getting what, and I still got nothing.
Even with the answer on the screen.
Yes, it didn't help at all.
Okay.
I am made of memes. So
I was gonna say, yeah, you've been legit in this one. Like when I'm sitting here, I'm like, listen, I don't even know why I'm here. You're like busting them out still.
Speaking of which, I just would like to say this is an unusual development. This is really breaking news. +1 to Tub for being a good sport. So
Jeez.
Ryan is back
Plus
on
one?
Tub. Yeah, +1.
I think Ryan's phone was hacked.
But now you lost 100
And that's the
points
best they could come up with. +1.
now you lost 100 Tub for not being the next Pope.
Nope, I'll take that loss also. We're fine with that one.
300 to Tub for threatening the chat but making it funny. -200 to Tub for breaking the NAP. Marcus is a real libertarian.
No, he's not.
100 to
No,
Tub
he's
for
not.
threatening the chat. I admire your willingness to violate NAP. a lot of pro NAP violations from libertarians. 1,500 to Tub for threatening me with a good time. 200 to Tub for being entertaining. This is
Oh,
working.
dang. Maybe you should have threatened the chat.
Listen, who knew memes were my thing? I hate memes, and who knew?
-100 to Kyle for not rhyming. -100 to Tub for thinking he can get that thing around my moat and drawbridge.
All right, can I give him a couple 100 points for that one?
Yeah, absolutely. 599 for being a good sport. I'm guessing that's Tub. 100 to Kyle for 99 problems. 300 to Kyle and Tub for not passing. -100 to Kyle for trying to make excuses for his failure to rhyme and scan. 100 to Tub for pleading the fifth.
that was
500
Kyle.
to Tub for the marrying up.
That was Kyle, yeah. But I'll, shut up.
Okay.
Let him go. Let him go. He's fine.
That's true. You need these points more than I do.
For real. It means nothing. I don't even know why I'm getting worked up about this. Like, who cares?
You don't want the Ron Paul statue? We gotta win.
I gave up on that the first 30 seconds of the show.
You're the first contestant we ever had that took a knee on the opening drive. That was
Like, all right, guys, I'm done here.
yeah. 500 to Tub for the marrying up comment. 100 to Tub for realizing he outkicked his coverage. 599 to Tub for being a good sport. 200 to KC for getting rid of both. 100 to KZ for skipping the meme answer. -100, I guess. 200 to Tub for the clean plate. 300 to Kyle for not taking the correct answer on a silver platter. Free and Terry, I'd like to reset. Oh, we got a nuke here. We got a nuke. And and the interesting development is not Tub because apparently he probably has no points.
I have none
so
yet.
yeah.
What are you going to do? Knock me?
So Kyle
Actually, bringing me to
is
0 will be a blessing.
Oh, no. Yeah. So going to 0 will put him in the lead or pit him in the lead. It could go either way. And so resetting him to 0. We never actually decided if there was a negative nuke in this situation, but I'm going to allow it just to see what happens.
I don't think the scoreboard will take that into account.
Well, let's see if we broke the scoreboard. 200 to Tub for the same.
it.
25 to Tubbs for publicly acknowledging he knows nothing.
Oh, I should get a lot more for that.
Yeah. 100 to Tub for being a meme at this point. And we got a rare fraction or a rare decimal on the show, 0.5 to Tub for being a good sport. So you got 1.5 for being a good sport so far, I think. Let's see if we broke the scoreboard.
No, it moved everything right. So
There we go. All right. Well, that was a miscalculation by Ryan there. That actually put Kyle in second with 0, 550 for Casey, and then negative 1387 to Tub. There must have been some sort of
I'm catching my
glitch or
groove.
something. Yeah, there's no way. The really impressive number on here is minus 5602. Oh my God. And then Mike pulling up the rear, but valiantly. So yeah. All right. Back to the memes. Kelsicles. What is Gordon Ramsay saying here? Used so much oil. What happened?
Even Monica Lewinsky's confused.
There you go. Kyle, to you.
America is currently invading.
Yeah, that is a correct answer. The U.S. wants to invade the effing plate. Yep. So, Tub, to you. Me looking for all this freedom everyone's talking about. Finish the sentence.
I got nothing here.
Kelsicles.
I have all the permits to prove it.
All right, that's what I meant to say. I meant to say that right there.
Are you reallocating his answer?
I think I am indeed. Yes.
Okay. Or redistributing is the word I was looking for. Redistributing his answer. AOC will now bring Kelsicles' answer to you, Tubbs. So, Kyle, to you.
But all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
That's pretty good. All right, me looking for all this freedom everyone's talking about when I can't do anything that's not taxed, regulated, or straight up illegal. So,
Big facts.
I want to go to the chat for a second here. Amanda's asking, can we give irrational numbers as points? Apparently, Amanda did not learn her lesson from using big words last time, but
Facts.
Kyle was nice enough to answer only if you can prove if it's irrational. So, and I have no idea what they're talking about because I went to art school and I'm a game show host. So,
Rational numbers can be expressed as a minimum P and Q, such that P over Q is.
Yeah, we're gonna have to mute that.
Thank you. I was going
all
to
right.
ask you to do that.
Yeah. Kelsicles, to you. When Chuck Norris attends a feminist rally, what happens?
Oh, I got nothing.
Kyle, to you.
They ended women's suffrage.
Tub, to you.
I feel like I want to go back into that same direction, and they gave up their voting rights.
Repeal the 19th.
Yeah.
All right. So when Chuck Norris attends a feminist rally, he comes back with his shirt ironed.
All right, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. Kelsicles, to you. We only accept cash. He puts on his glasses and realizes it means what?
We all hate the government.
Kyle, to you.
Only American script accepted here.
Okay. Tub, to you.
The government has no business knowing what we're doing.
Yeah, you're all pretty close. We only accept cash. He puts on his glasses. Help us with tax evasion is really what they're asking. Kelsicles, to you. Tariffs are working so well that even what?
Oh my hell. Tariffs are working so well that I even had to add exemptions for the auto industry.
Here you go. Kyle, to you.
That even the value of the money is losing itself.
Good. Tub, to you.
Tariffs are working so well, I will change them again in the next 10 minutes.
So I just would like to say I outdid myself on this one. Andy, I hope you're awake still in the chat there somewhere because this one was for you. Tariffs are working so well that even the Pope is made in America. Yep. So,
I saw that one earlier today.
So Andy, for you, it was tariffs and the Pope. Okay. I aim to please. Kelsicles, to you. Iran wants war.
They must have oil? I don't know. I don't got anything on that one.
Kyle, to you.
India does too, and by their powers combined, their wish will come true.
Ooh,
Okay.
They broke out the rhyme this time. I hope Amanda was paying attention. Tub, to you.
I think this one goes with they put their country so close to our bases.
That's it, exactly. Iran wants war. Look at how close they put their country to our military bases. That is correct. Real quick, let's do this. Minus 100 to KZ for not realizing the Pope is alive. 100 to Kyle for not being Tub. That was a different take on it this time.
I would like to refer to him as Tub to the 10th. I think that's what we should be going with this.
Tub 10.
The KC is now Tub to the 10th.
Minus 100 to Kyle for going full Amanda splaining. 100 to Tub for that great answer he collectivized from KZ. Yep.
That was a legit answer. That was my best answer. I'm not gonna lie. That was my best one.
100 to Tub for I got permits to prove it meme response. And Ryan Woodcraft says, please don't rename this segment Rub-a-Dub-Dub, 3 men in a. Thank you. That was good. All right. Back to the memes. Kelsclees. Breaking news. President Trump expected to rename San Andreas Fault to
Nancy's ass crack.
Ooh, I like that. Kyle, to you.
The wall.
Okay. Tub, to you.
Yeah, because the first answer is why I'm not replying anything to this one.
Oh, okay. So the real fake headline here is President Trump expected to rename San Andreas Fault to Joe Biden's fault. Yep. So
You could see.
Am I
him
the
doing
only one who
that.
doesn't really get that one?
he blames everything on Biden.
Okay.
You're from here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Oh, okay. I'll explain to you later.
Thank you. All
Kelsey,
right.
the kind of car the government recommends to save the planet's future.
The kind of vehicle that libertarians recommend to save the country.
Yeah, pretty close. Kind of car the government recommends to save the planet's future. The kind of car I recommend to save the planet's future. Yep. And Kyle, to you. Newsom says he could save. Says with another 25 billion, he could what?
Continue to not build high-speed rail.
Ooh, that's a good one. Tub, to you.
Move the homeless for another Chinese visit.
Really good. Kelsicles, to you.
Get some water in his lakes and reservoirs in his state.
That's good. Correct answer here is Newsom says with another 25 billion, he could double homelessness by 2030. I thought you'd like that one, Tub. Kelsicles, to you. Who's this?
What the F? I got nothing.
Kyle?
I'm just going to say Princess Leia and let it ride.
Tub?
Yeah, I was with Princess Leia also.
Yeah. Well, the correct answer is JD Vance. I couldn't remember if Andy didn't like JD Vance memes, so I had to throw one in there to, even it out a little bit. Kelsclees, to you. Without taxes, who will build the roads? He responds.
Oh. I got
While
nothing
you're
on this
thinking,
one.
I got a little update here. I wasn't paying attention. Minus 100 to Tub.
That wasn't Ryan this time.
So much
actually,
better. Jeez.
Ryan's here too. Minus 100 to Tub for thinking we care. So he did lose points from Ryan. 100 to Kyle for getting Tub to follow him. Yeah.
I got nothing on this one.
Kyle, to you.
I don't give a damn.
Tub, to you.
Nothing.
Correct answer here is without taxes, who will build the roads? The same people who build them now, but without paying lazy bureaucrats to act as middlemen.
Big facts.
Kelsicles, when someone from another country asks how things are going in the U.S., he replies,
It's fine.
Kyle, to you.
I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark.
Good. Tub, to you.
I'm considering letting Canada take us over.
Oh my God.
Hey, if they want the debt, they can take it.
All right. So me, when someone from another country asks how things are going in the USA, nobody trusts anybody now, and we're all very tired. Yeah.
Big facts.
Kelsicles, why isn't China concerned about climate change? And Bert replies, what?
Because they're not idiots.
Okay. Kyle, to you.
Al Gore hasn't gotten there yet.
Ooh, that's a good one. Tub to you.
Because it doesn't exist.
Correct answer is, why isn't China concerned about climate change? Because they already have a communist government.
Big facts.
Oh,
So, Kelsicles, I'm not in a good place right now. And he texts back, what?
Oh, you're in California?
Kyle, to you.
That's effectively what I was going to go with. I have to pass one.
Tub to you.
the California one.
You guys are
Marcus.
close. It actually gets worse than California, though. I'm not in a good place right now. And he replies, are you in Canada? Kelsicles, as May the 4th gives way to Cinco de Mayo, I present you with
Chupacabra with AK-47s? I don't know.
Kyle, to you.
Revenge on the Alamo.
Revenge on the Alamo.
Tub to you.
I present to you hungover May 6th.
All right. Well, the correct answer here is, as May the 4th gives way to Cinco de Mayo, I present you with Juan Solo.
Juan Solo.
Juan Solo.
Kelsicles, to you. Name this pyramid. The top is universities, DEI offices, and administrators. Then you got students, and then you got trade workers and taxpayers.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything on this one.
Kyle, to you.
Amanda's Trotskyist paradise.
Dropping Amanda. I like it. Tub, to you.
People who think voting matters.
Okay. The correct answer here is the only pyramid scheme backed by federal law.
Facts.
Kelsicles, arrested for attacking an IRS agent whilst repeatedly shouting, "End the Fed." Yeah, but what?
She's not in here, so I'll say, is she married?
Yeah. She's single. Yep.
Yep.
Kyle, to you. What should it say on our social security card?
Jack shit.
Oh, Tub, to you.
Oh.
Wrong button. Let's see how fast Tub can read.
Not that fast. Free
Really?
to anyone.
Free to anyone.
That's good. Tub, or you got me finally, Casey. Kelsicles, to you.
Congress's reserve bank account.
That's pretty much it.
It was never something.
It was
Running
never
out, they were
running
stealing it.
out. They were just stealing it. Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they did not run out. They just stole it all. And
Facts.
people seem to not know that. Kyle, to you. What is all this stuff? Caption this.
Outdated.
Outdated.
Outdated. Okay, Tub, to you.
I think this is like everything in your pocket now.
That is correct. Everything in this picture is now in your pocket, including the ATF, NSA, FBI, Mossad, CIA, FIS, MI5, DNC, and the CCP.
Big facts. Thanks,
And
TikTok.
apparently a VCR. Kelsicles, to you. Name
That's a
these
lot.
four things.
That's a lot of stuff.
I got nothing.
Kyle, to you.
Nope.
Tub, to you.
No, you could give me another. You could let me be last many, many times. I still got nothing.
All right. Well, the correct answer here is Dan,
Bruce.
dancer,
Cancer.
cancer. Yep.
Okay.
Kelsicles, the professor's explanation of socialism.
The government that taught them.
Say again.
The government that taught them.
Kyle, to you.
The textbook's portrayal of socialism. History's
Tub, to
portrayal
you.
of socialism.
Actual socialism.
Yep. The professor's explanation of socialism, the realities of socialism. Yep. Kelsicles, to you. Wait, I thought you said you were the most anti-war president in history.
You believed a politician?
That's fair. Kyle, to you.
I lied.
Tub, to you.
Did you forget my due process comments?
Correct answer here is wait, I thought you said you were the most anti-war president in history. And Trump replies, oh, hell, Ricky. I was campaigning when I said that.
Boom.
Kelsicles, to you. I would like to suggest in the libertarian...
Taxation is theft.
Kyle, to you.
No more government interference.
Tub, to you.
It's none of your dang business.
I would like to suggest government-free zones is the correct answer here. Kelsicles. U.S. education system and the media.
Man, I got nothing on this one.
Kyle, to you.
U.S. education system after the DOE.
Tub, to you.
I can't understand the picture, so I'm out.
Okay.
So you
U.S.
see
education-
there's two pictures. One
No,
top
the bottom
and one.
one.
one there and then one. Yeah, you look up. And yep. U.S. education system and the media. 10% of all American adults believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. So, Kelsicles.
Part of the 10%.
Student, what are taxes and how do we pay them? Teacher says, good question. What's the rest of the reply here?
Student, what are taxes and how do I pay them? Teacher, good question. Oh, dude, I got nothing.
Kyle?
Good question. Now let's learn about the Russian Revolution.
All
Tub,
right.
to you.
Don't worry, they'll just take them.
Yes.
So student says, what are taxes and how do I pay them? And the teacher says, good question. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Kelsicles. No, I don't think I have a bedtime anymore. Why?
Because we believe the FDA and sugar is good for me.
Okay. Kyle, to you.
I've got a Glock instead.
Good. Tub, to you.
See, I was going the other way because Kennedy was wrong.
Okay. The correct answer here is no, I don't think I have a bedtime anymore. I'm a libertarian now.
There we go.
Kelsicles. Andy, wake up now. Andy.
They won't let me visit the new pope.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Kyle, to you.
America first, bitches.
Pretty good. Tub, to you.
You know I killed that last one.
Yeah, pretty close. Correct answer here is make it an American or I'll do it again. Kelsicles, to you. Oh, we're done.
Oh.
We're done. So let's check out the scores here. Let's
Dang.
see. Remove this. Let's actually do comments first and we'll do the scores.
No, comments hurt my
-100 to Kyle.
feelings. Can we stay away from those?
You have
let me-
feelings?
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
they
out of
hurt my
it,
feelings.
guys. I think you're about to lose points for having feelings left. I think they'll go after that.
Fact.
Minus 100 to Kyle for mixing up India and Pakistan.
Which is
100
wrong. He's
You're
mixing up. No, he's mixing up Pakistan and Iran.
I trust Kilburn. 100 to Tub for trying the I don't get it strategy to win. I understood that big reference. See, something happened there.
That was my
200.
200. I meant the star one.
No worries. 200 to Tub for finding this funny. Minus 100 to Tub cubed for accurately tub bypassing and not knowing. I don't know.
Ryan, you get minus 100 for not making sense on that one.
I lost that one. Tub should have said Duval libertarians will fix the roads.
Oh, geez.
Minus 100 to Tub for thinking Gardner Minshew is a franchise quarterback. Minus 100 to Kyle for disrespecting Texas history. I expected that from Tub. Minus 1917 for his failure to understand the necessity of a strong central government.
Signed Leon Trotsky. Notice.
Oh, there we go. I didn't catch the crib note of the Trotsky. Minus 100 to KCI for identity theft. Yep. Minus 100 to Tub 10 for systematically multiplying 3-letter agencies. Minus 100 to Kilburn for thinking that method works. Minus 100 to Kasi for rereading the same meme again. Nuking Kyle to save the congregation at Tub Chubb's church. And plus 200 to Tubbs as he opens up the bathroom door. It's dark in here. Oh, exorcist.
The part that you guys don't know, he did part of the game show from the bathroom.
And then the rest was running from the cops, we're pretty sure. There was an On the Lam segment that we're still not sure exactly what happened. So yeah, it's all true. It's all weird and it's all true. All right, to the scoreboard.
There's a refresh.
All right. So looks like Casey's our big winner tonight with plus 50, negative 200 to Kyle, almost pulled it out into positive territory. And then Tub minus 1187. So
I came back strong.
Yes, you did.
So Tub, how did you think it went?
I would like to say that it went just as I expected, but I think it went worse than that.
That's fair. We did enjoy having you though, so thank you for doing this.
I appreciate you lying directly to me.
That's true. Kyle, second place. What do you think?
It's I knew Amanda was going to nuke me at the end, so I went ahead and put it in the books that I was going to come in second. So I'm going to get a big payday out of this one. I'm pretty happy about it.
There you go. You bet the show. Is that the terminology there? Excellent. Yeah. Casey, I don't think you've ever won before. How do you feel?
It makes it really easy when Tub's on. So
I was just
Tub,
gonna say,
you could be on more often.
Your win is half attributed to me. All right, so let's be very clear about this.
He basically drained all of the rest of the points out of it and left it into just between the two of you. So yeah,
big facts.
Tub, do you want to plug anything on our way out here?
Actually, I don't have hardly anything. As I mentioned before, I said I've been staying off of Twitter, so don't even try there. I shift my Facebook page over to more of a private instead of my political one because I've been kind of staying away from a lot of politics lately and keeping my mind kind of straight and at ease. So I got nothing.
What about your ministry?
Oh, so my ministry. So I pastor a small church here in Florida. So they can look up a2c.church. They get an idea of what I stand for with my faith, and they can see samples of my preaching there.
Excellent. Everyone says you do great work, so keep it up. That's amazing. One of the things we advocate for is that if we give the communities more control, the churches have more control, can do more wonderful things, that we need to work back towards that and let the communities and the faith-based communities take over for all of this government failure and empower people again.
I've actually said that's where the church has failed. Government came in and started doing it, and the church just let them, basically. And that's just only made the problem worse.
That's what happened in Chicago. The parishes used to be the hub of everything, and now they're shutting everything down left and right, and decimated the faith-based community in less than 50 years.
Mm-hmm. But I blame the Christians for that. I'm gonna be honest with you, because Christians didn't stand up the way they should have.
Yep.
Well, Chicago, over half the population is Catholic, so ours was a Catholic problem. So, and I say that as a Catholic. Kyle, anything you'd like to plug?
Absolutely. While I don't care about my personals anywhere, everybody should go become aware of LP Alliance, LP_allies on Twitter, or the LP Alliance Discord, which is discord.gg/LP Alliance. It's a intercaucus coalition that's working to try to get the Libertarian Party back into a place of relevance. We've got live streams every week. We've got candidate support. We're we're set up a 501c. We're working on a lot of different stuff, data analytics, to try to really help the Libertarian Party get back together after all of the things that have happened in these past couple of years and the loss of donations and everything.
And I think I speak for the chat when I say, please don't put your personals everywhere.
I mean, my wife's never complained, so it just feels like, that I'm doing it
Where
right.
was that? Where was that comment when we were still doing points?
Casey.
Yeah. You can catch me on They Both Suck podcasts. I do it on X, Rumble, YouTube on Tuesdays, usually around 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also get all of our gear at awakenotwokestore.com. Like cyberbully politicians and Wake Not Woke stuff. Different shirts and hats that you have on there. But check it out if you got some time.
And Casey's going to make the cross-country journey to join us at the Libertarian Party of Florida convention. June 6th, we're doing the show live, so that'll be a lot of fun. And let me pull Terry back up here. Terry, what'd you think?
She's not laughing so much. She disappeared.
I had a blast. Thank you so much, comment section, for all of the laughter going on back here that you guys can't see. It was pretty amazing, and you guys were fantastic. I really liked it. All three of you. Tub, you're something special. Kyle, I think we could have some issues. Casey, you know I don't like you very much at all, so I'm just going to leave that right there. And do I get to? Okay, Free, you're all right, I guess. Okay,
I'll take
My
it.
favorite-
Did you just say Tub needs to put on a helmet?
no, I did
Yeah, that's.
not.
I was just getting ready to say that. Like when she says she doesn't really like you, that's actually better than saying that you're something special. So I would prefer you say, "Tub, I don't really like you either."
Okay, Tub, I really don't like you either, and you
Thank
really
you.
need to just be
That's
quiet
far
over
better
there.
than being special.
Well,
Well, Tub, if you could stop licking the window, this would be great.
Can you go ahead and crack the blinds and let us see?
I feel like it was a victory just because we kept Tub in his chair the whole time. So that was
The whole
that was
time.
great, Tub. Good bladder control. We appreciate that. And I think we need to end it on the best compliment I've ever received from a woman. So, thank you for that, Terry. And thank you for all you do for the show. Great job by you. Great job by everybody. Thank you, chat. You made this so much fun. I laughed so hard. It was unbelievable. And Ryan's trying to make nice now. 100 Tub for finally being based. So
Well, that's
Like-
because he got threatened with addresses from a first.
That's what it
meeting.
is. Because I'll get his first. His is. Listen, his is out there. So you're in for office. It's out there.
yeah. And 100 to Kyle for making the party libertarian again. Absolutely. We need good people like you uniting us and bringing us back to our true mission. So we really appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to the guests. This was so much fun. Really appreciate it. And chat, thank you. And good night, everybody. Peace.